What's up, everybody? Welcome to the PixelPlay podcast, episode 241. State of Play is in the books. In fact, it was about, at the time of this recording, about 3 hours ago. So it's still fresh for us. It's a day later for y'all. Or, you know, if you're watching this 3 years in the future, I don't know why, but hey, hello, future peoples.
Gotta look up that June 2026 nostalgia. That's what you need.
Yeah, I mean, this show must be a banger if you're here watching this 3 years later. So, well, I'm glad to be here with you guys. Adam, aka CS Radical, Chris, aka Jen and Chris, Kaylan, unable to make it. I mean, maybe he said he might. I don't know. I'm prefacing by this by maybe he just randomly appears partially in, but I kind of doubt it at this point.
Just poof.
But anyways, we're going to talk about, because Chris and I, we did stream the State of Play. We are going to talk a little bit about what to expect potentially with Summer Game Fest and the Xbox Showcase later this week. And by expect, I mean, I don't know anymore, man, because State of Play didn't deliver nearly what I was hoping for.
No, it was pretty meh.
It wasn't like, I'm not going to sit here and say State of Play was bad. It was not bad. If anybody is saying it's a bad show, then they're lying, because that's a little over the top. But I would say that so much of that show ended up being, and we'll talk more in depth about it later once we talk about the games we've been playing, but I feel like this show was definitely more in the lens of kind of, or in the camp of, they just showed a bunch of stuff we already knew about.
Yeah, and that's my biggest issue with it for sure. Which we'll get into. Yeah,
we'll definitely get into that more. But first, we'll talk about what we've been up to. Chris, I'll let you start us off.
All right. So I've actually played a fair bit of stuff. Not as much as usual. Been doing a lot of like outside garden kind of work, and you know, it's finally warm out kind of situation.
It is the weird part about this time of year. It's like, a lot of people take more vacation time, but also you are kind of filling that void with other stuff. So
yeah, oh, absolutely. And it was been nice because there's been two things. One thing I'll talk in detail, but one nice thing that I did for myself is I played a shit ton of Picross.
Of course you did.
Yesterday, but outside. Like I took my Switch outside onto my backyard deck and, you know, kind of laid on a chair there.
So there's a Picross Touch Grass DLC or something?
There is, basically. Yeah. It is. God, it was like dreamy, like to just be out in the sun and play that. I'm on the final puzzle, 150 of 150. It's the hardest one. I'm loving it. I have nothing to add. And as soon as I'm done, I'm not actually done, because then there's the Mega Picross, which is one massive image that you have to complete like 25 puzzles just to see the one image. So you're doing bits at a time. It's a big payoff at the end, though. It's a big payoff. But yeah, I've been doing that. That's just like my side thing that I've been doing on between my other games, because I've still been playing Forza Horizon 6. Don't have much to add there. Still loving it.
I mean, what are you going to say about Cargo Vroom Vroom, right?
Yeah, like I just keep going in and logging in. But the thing I finally got to play, and when I say play, I mean I focused on this hard, was 007 First Light. I finally got in there. I'm on, I think there's like 10 chapters, and I'm on chapter 7 going into chapter 8. So I'm almost about 80% done the story. Not because it's too short or anything like that. Like, it's not like, oh, I played 5 hours and I'm almost done. I've probably played 15 or so hours. Actually, I can probably just quickly pull that up on Steam right here, which I have because computers exist. But yeah, I am absolutely loving it. Okay, so I'm 12 hours in. I am loving this game. First of all, it runs really well on like what I assume is everything. I've seen it running on Steam Deck and stuff like that, and it actually looks really good. I know
Digital Foundry put out a video like really praising the PlayStation ports of it.
Yeah, like I was a little worried because even just that first like big showcase of it, I think last summer, where that part where you're on the plane and you can actually like shift the plane left or right, and the frame rate was tanking in that showcase. It is not the case at all. This thing can run on anything. I'm playing it at 4K with quality upscaling, which means it's like 1440p upscaled to 4K. So very little in terms of upscaling on ultra settings, like everything. It just runs so well, and the way they've designed it, it's in like the Hitman engine and stuff like that, I think. they just did such a good job that it doesn't use all these like demanding resources to get what it needs done. And just so graphically it looks incredible, but also just you want to run this on a gaming handheld. From what I've seen and what I've tried, you can do it quite well. Like you're not really sacrificing this huge, amount to do that. Though I will say this game, as cinematic as it is, first off, play it on a TV, like as big a TV as you can get to. It just feels like you're basically in a James Bond movie, which is so good. The gameplay itself is probably different than what a lot of people are expecting. If you are used to Nightfire, GoldenEye, Agent Under Fire, any of that kind of stuff, you might be a little disappointed because there are a bunch of parts in the story where it is just nonstop Uncharted waves of enemies, like the Uncharted series, like go into cover, take out a bunch of enemies, all that kind of stuff. But it is not just focused on that. And in fact, I've only had like, I think 3 moments, maybe 4 in the game where that's happened, where I've had to actually like story-wise, there's just going to be enemies driving in cars and coming at you, and you're just kind of working your way through the level. A lot of it is actually a lot more sneaky, a lot more Hitman, and even that kind of puzzle solving, where it's like, okay, you need to get into this hotel room, and there's literally 4 or 5 different ways you can get into the hotel room, and it's really you figuring out how you're going to do it. You can eavesdrop on a maid, where she talks about how there's the electric lock keeps shorting out if you go to this certain fuse box and if it gets overloaded. You can listen in on somebody else, or you can see a security guard. You look at them through your Q watch and you notice they have a key card, which opens up a bunch of the rooms in the hotel. You can try and like force your way in there. Maybe there's an open window in the hotel room next door and you can figure out how to get through there, but you'll have to bust through the wall, which will make a lot of noise. Like there's so many different options and all of them are viable. They're just like completely up to you, how sneaky you want to do it, how much fighting you want to do. Because certain missions, you can get through it and you don't have to fight anybody. You can silently take some people out, very Assassin's Creed your way to the end. Or you can go, screw it, I'm just going to start shooting or fighting people with fists. You don't get to just shoot right away. But you can just start fighting people kind of like Batman Arkham Asylum type of lots of counters and all that kind of fighting. If you want to just go in guns blazing, you cannot do that until a weapon is drawn on you. And that's when your license to kill gets activated. It's kind of a neat thing that just prevents you from shooting everybody in the level and just taking them out, which is not very James Bond anyways, right? James Bond doesn't just walk in and kill people. He usually bluffs his way, makes quips, uses his sex appeal, uses something to get to the objectives. And absolutely, that straight up just happens here too. When you run into enemies, you can either just start fighting them or you can try and bluff them. And the bluffs are so funny. They are so James Bond, it's ridiculous. You'll jump into a window and there's people there and you're just like infiltration officer doing a quick review, and honestly this building is not being kept up to anti-penetration code. And they're like, oh, okay, glad to have you on the team. And then you can just keep going about your day. So it's pretty funny. There's certain enemies you can't bluff and all that kind of stuff. There's some enemies that are a lot harder to fight physically. They're like grunts. They're like the beefier kind of guys. There's even some enemies with like body armor and stuff. So if it does get into a situation with weapons, you're obviously going to have to deal with taking out their armor before you're able to like shoot them and all that kind of stuff. It's really, really, really open and does feel a lot more like Hitman than any of the traditional James Bond games I've ever played. And even then, once the action starts, it feels a little bit like Arkham Asylum, not as fluid, like not as nice. The Batman games still kind of are perfect at that. But it does kind of give that vibe until it turns into maybe Uncharted, where it's like being behind cover and taking out enemies that way. There's so many different ways to do missions. You can go as loud or silent as you want. And it is just so fun to actually go through the game. Like, I am actually loving it. There's collectibles, of course, that you can get, which I've been gathering. I haven't been like following a guide. I don't want to spoil anything, but you can replay stuff and collect it. The biggest benefit to this game by far for anybody listening to this, if the gameplay doesn't seem maybe your style, it's the story. This story is possibly the best James Bond story since Casino Royale, in my opinion.
And apparently
it is a little
bigger budget.
Yeah, very much. Casino Royale was a lot like more darker and serious. This is a lot more traditional James Bond, where he's quippy. He's like just like not hiding who he is. Like it's like, oh, use a secret identity, and he's just like, oh no, I'm James Bond, and he's just like right in there. Him at parties. It's a little more modernized too. Like you can see in the video right now, for anybody watching the video, like you're in a nightclub in London. Like, so they've got some stuff where it does feel like this takes place in like 2026, but they still kept the gadgets in a way that also feel like the old style of Bond instead of just new stuff where you could obviously do just crazy computer stuff. He's actually got it where he still has little gadgets. They've just been brought up to what would make sense in today. For example, like little AirPods or like wireless earbuds. That's actually a gadget. His cell phone has like a poison dart in it. Like that kind of stuff, right? It's still got a watch because people still wear watches, and he's got the actual laser just like in GoldenEye and stuff. So it's very cool how a lot of it still works. And honestly, they work in the story so well because it makes sense as a modern Bond today. So if you're going to play it for anything, you know, set it to super easy and at least play the story. Because as soon as you play that first mission and then the credits roll like a traditional James Bond movie where it's like, you know, Patrick Gibson as Ian Fleming's James Bond 007 in, and then it shows the game title, you just feel like you're watching one of the coolest or newest James Bond movies that has been made. Like, honestly, I'm loving it so much for the story, the acting. I can't remember the actor's name, but he was Morgan in The Walking Dead. If anybody knows him from the show, he has a major role. He's so good. Gemma Chan's in it. She's good. She doesn't have a huge role compared to Morgan from Walking Dead. Patrick Gibson, the guy playing Bond, he was Dexter in Dexter Origins, I think, a show that is great. He's James Bond. Like, if it weren't for him being too young to actually play him in the movies, he is the perfect, like, 26-year-old Bond. Like, he's nailed it so well. It's crazy how much he just has the vibe, you know? But yeah, this is an amazing game. The gameplay is a lot of fun. It's not too long. It has a lot of different type of styles of gameplay in there, so you'll never get bored of just one. And the story is what truly steals the show here. Like, it is the best, not just like James Bond story, a video game story. Like, just as a video game, it's such a good narrative that it's one of those games that it's been a long time since I've wanted to sit down and play a game without like kind of getting like, all right, I'm going to pick up my Switch and do Picross on the side or something like that. I sat down and played this over the weekend for like 6 hours and like got lost in it, where I was like, oh, whoa, I just played like a lot of this game. I have things I need to do, you know? So it'll grab you for sure.
Anything else at the time, or has that just been taking up all of it?
That has been taking up all of it, besides hopping into the odd Forza and Picross, like I mentioned.
Cool.
Yeah. What about you?
I haven't played nearly as much as I'd like to, but I am somewhat getting through Pragmata, which is the big thing that I'm on right now.
Nice.
I've played like a couple days of Coffee Talk Tokyo, which is about the same as we've come to expect from Coffee Talk, but I haven't gotten really deep into it yet. So Pragmata has been the one thing. I will say I've put about 7 to 8 hours into it so far, and I do like it a lot. I will say that given how you're having this like you can't put it down thing, I'm now at the point where I've played it so much that I'm like, I'm not forcing myself to go back and play it. Because like I haven't played it since I want to say last like Thursday or Friday. Mm-hmm. And I haven't felt the need to go back into it yet. So that's a little concerning, but at the same time, like also life hits you differently than, you know, it is say in like 20 years ago. So there are certain things going on that's making it a little bit more difficult to get around to that. But
100%.
I will say, like, I am still very much enjoying it for what it is. I do think that like the first few hours when I played it, I really was enjoying it. And I think it might just be that the gameplay loop is now starting to blend together with everything, and it's not hitting nearly the same as it did before. But like, I think generally, like, the hacking that goes on while you're fighting at the same time, there's a certain power up that can make you auto hack, and I've refused to use it because I actually like the how hectic it can get, like how under pressure you feel because you have to make these things done. So I've actually intentionally left it that way because I find it makes the combat way more interesting than just going, okay, you do some work for me so I can just get back to shooting. I'm just like, no. I got to earn this shit. I got to fucking flounder and flail about trying to make sure I don't die in order to, get to do some extra little bit of damage other than just like chipping away at armor like I'm not going to get anything done here. So I do love the aesthetic of the game, and we talked about this when we were seeing the trailers initially. Like, it has a very good look to it. Mm-hmm. It has a similar. It's like Saros, but with a little bit more of I guess like a humanistic vibe to it, because it's not nearly as like alien as say Returnal and Saros's worlds tend to be. This tends to be like, this takes place on a space station. The area that you're currently seeing on screen, if you're watching the video version, it's sort of modeled after like Manhattan. It's like a sci-fi New York. So you do get a bit more of a humanistic vibe to it. So it still has that edge of like, it's just you. There's nobody else. But at the very least, there's still something to cling on to that's not nearly as like lonely. So it does bring a little bit of a different vibe to it. But yeah, like, the combat is what stands out to me right now. Like, I really do enjoy. The boss battles have always been tremendous. They can be a little irritating in how it takes you a little bit of time to get to the real big damage phases that you want to get to. But for the most part, like, it's perfectly fine. I find like the red zones that are these like small challenge areas where it's either like a really small zone with a bunch of enemies, or there's just like all at the same time a collection of really difficult enemies that is just really hard to handle because it's not one-on-one anymore. I do like those a lot because they're not necessarily like stupid hard, but it's enough to be like, oh shit, I'm in danger right now. So it's like, it's a lot more pressuring. So I do like they've done that as well. The only thing I'll say is the opposite of what 007 is. The story for Pragmata is, I mean, at this time, it's basically nothing at this point to me. Like, it's just, you're on a space station, shit's gone wrong, you're trying to get off said space station, and there's this robot little girl that's helping you. At this point in the game, I'm 8 hours in, and it's probably why I'm like not as enthusiastic to play it as soon as possible again. The story hasn't done anything to get me to like glamp onto. It's just going through the motion. It's BioShock without the mystery kind of intrigue to it, So it's not doing that very well. But like, I see where a lot of the good reviews are coming in because the gameplay is fantastic. The vibes are fantastic. Everything is working for it. It's just, I'm a story guy. And when the story's not hitting, that's where you can kind of start to lose me. I'm hoping I'll finish it. I think if I remember correctly, when I looked up the how long to beat, like, it's somewhere in that 12 to 16 hour range. So I'm about halfway, you would think, by that logic. So I should at some point get through this, because it's not like I'm bored of it. It's more just, I just need that one extra thing to keep me from like not putting it down for a little bit before coming back to it. So
yeah, for sure.
But like, I think that this is another solid entry from Capcom as they continue to hit. I wouldn't go as far as saying this is like 9 out of 10 territory that I'm seeing a lot of reviews are. I think this is like, by the time I'm done with this will probably hover between a 7 and an 8, just on the basis that I don't think the plot's doing enough. We'll see. The end might change things, but like, as of right now, like, I'm feeling this is God of War without the intrigue.
Okay.
But otherwise, like, it's fine. Like, I do think that the gameplay loop and the weapons that you're given do add a lot of fun to it. I do find myself, because they do have builds with little perks and stuff, that I'm not really going far beyond what I want to use. So I don't feel like I'm trying much, like how I mentioned with like People of Note. I'm trying all different abilities, or like with Expedition 33, where for a little while you're experimenting. I feel like almost right away I know what abilities I want to use. So whatever I come across, there are certain ones that I look right at as soon as I unlock them and I go, I'm never touching you. I have no reason to touch you. There's already hacking power-ups that I take one look at and go, I have no reason to use you. Like there's one that's confused where you can use it to put another enemy and have them like start attacking their own. And I look at that for the most part and I go, I don't need to. Like I'm already doing well enough dodging or dealing with whatever's in front of me. I don't think I need to do anything like that. There's also a decoy one that can throw like a holographic image of you to kind of have them kind of not focus on you for a moment. And I'm like, I feel like some of these are for like harder difficulties more than like what I'm playing on. So I don't know. Maybe it's just also me just wanting to play in a certain way and just ignoring everything else. But I feel like a good chunk of the options they're giving me are nothing that I have any interest in. So that's a shame, but at least it's not like it's hindering my time playing the game. It's still very fun to go through the core combat loop. So
yeah, for sure. The game does look fun, but I could see how it would be just the gameplay loop itself plus the vibe of the world or whatever. Like it wouldn't be the story and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and the traversal's pretty fun too. Like I do enjoy moving around on the map, finding the secrets, all that fun stuff. Like I do enjoy that. So it's just a matter of like if this thing just had just one or two points of interest that could really get my attention, this would finally just put it all together. And who knows, maybe that does start to happen as like the game gets further and further in. But like I'm 8 hours in, and apart from, I mean, I guess if I was a dad, maybe there'd be more of an interest in this for me. But like, I don't give a shit about this robot child. I don't care if she's going to live or not. It doesn't mean anything. Like, unless we find out that, oh, it's actually made in the image of his daughter that does, like, but it's not a thing because he would have recognized this by now, so I'm not worried about it. It's just a matter of, like, okay, which one he is going to die at the end. Like, that's how my brain's already wired. It's like, which one he is dying.
Yeah, does he sacrifice himself for her? Or she sacrifice herself for him? Yeah.
Yeah, is she going to be like Superman and then go away? But yeah, it's perfectly fine. Like I'm enjoying what I have of it. It's just it's not doing enough to be like legendary status at this point. But I do see why some of the reviews are coming in like that.
Yeah, I definitely want to give it a try. It'll be one of those ones that ends up on a Steam wish list when it's like on sale and I'm desperate to add something to my backlog kind of thing.
Yeah, for sure. But otherwise, we'll get to the meat and potatoes and stuff. Quickly before we get into the state of play stuff, we obviously do have Summer Game Fest and Xbox Showcase.
It's coming up.
So we'll hit on that. Summer Game Fest, I don't really know what to say because like it's not like anybody specific, and I'm not even looking into what could be there. Like I'm not even seeing if there's anything that's announced for it at this point because I don't really want to know. I mean, we know a Muppet's going to be in there somewhere because it has to for Chris, otherwise he's going to leave disappointed.
I will be so pissed off if I don't see a fucking Muppet. I will be.
I mean, we'll look at it this way. So Final Fantasy VII Part 3 was not announced at State of Play. I have to assume that this shows up now on Friday.
I have to assume. Yeah,
because it doesn't make any sense showing up on Xbox either now.
No, if somehow Xbox landed that would be wild considering it was a PlayStation exclusive.
I would also be concerned because I'd be like, guys, you're not getting into the Japanese market. Stop trying.
They will drop whatever money is required.
Well, no, it's just they don't care. Like the Japanese market will never care about American consoles. They just don't.
No, they won't.
That's why PlayStation works well. Is why Nintendo works well. PC even will work better because anybody can get a PC. Well, I shouldn't say anybody can get a PC today. Not in the year of our Lord 2026, but
not anymore.
But I mean, in terms of games, like apart from, I don't know, like I don't even know what the one more thing could possibly be at this point.
Yeah, I have a feeling the one more thing would be Final Fantasy VII Part 3. It would make sense for it to be something. But then again, Jeff had the one more thing be High Guard during the Game Awards. And I feel like
they're not going to make that same mistake twice. I think we know that.
You know, that's what they want you to think. They want you to think they won't make the... Yeah, Concord 2 or I don't know.
There's like small things here and there. Like we could see something about GTA there. I mean, Sony's going to do something there, like whether it's just following, like maybe there's Sorrow's DLC announced there or something, or
Yeah, they'll
like
have something
they'll chip
small.
in with something, but it won't be anything major, I would imagine, because why would you not just put it on your own show?
Yeah.
Which we'll get to in a moment. But I mean, I don't really have much to say about them. Xbox is where it can get more interesting, but that's assuming that they've got the stuff.
Yeah, and they don't want to save that stuff for... Or are you talking about the actual Xbox Showcase?
Yeah,
or
the
Summer
Xbox
Game
Showcase.
Fest? Oh, okay. Yeah. Like, I know that they're going to show E-Day.
Yeah, E-Day's got to be there. I assume Clockwork Revolution has to be, because like it's been so quiet on that front. They have to have something for that.
They have to. Like, that has to be shown. They're going to show more of Halo campaign evolved, that Unreal Engine remake of just the first campaign, which I don't understand the hype behind, because the Master Chief Collection exists with a remake of Halo 1 already, plus Halo 2 and 3 and 4 and Reach and all that shit. But yeah, they're going to show that. I imagine with the Xbox One, the other thing would be more details on that Plague Tale, the third game.
Yeah,
because they had shown that very briefly last year as like a teaser. I could see there being more information about that. I could definitely see.
Like the only other things I could think of off the top of my head, like Grounded 2, they might show some more of. Fable, we might get something more of, even though they've delayed it to February.
Yeah.
But like they might still show something there.
I don't know.
I'm sure they'll throw something Sea of Thieves related in again, because they always do.
Yeah.
Probably something with Forza to add on to it, you know.
Oh, they're going to mention Forza for sure.
I mean, who knows? Maybe like there's some cool ass friggin' Gundam vehicle that they throw in, or like maybe there's some other anime tie-in. Like maybe there's some Initial D DLC in there, or I'm trying to think what would be something cool like car wise.
I don't know, because they've done some cool stuff before.
Maybe something from like Cowboy Bebop, or I don't fucking know.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they'll have weird. Some sort of like
State
free
of Decay is a
car
maybe. Like, I'm hoping, because I'd like to see State of Decay do something again. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be
but
nice.
Like, I don't have as much to think about with them either, just because like, and I mean, we might as well kind of move into this with State of Play. I'm getting the sense now that we're kind of in this stuck of the cabinets just being empty for the next couple of years. It's kind of the sense I'm getting in that, especially with Sony. I mean, State of Play, we know that there was 10 live service games they wanted to make, and almost all of them never made it, or Concord.
Or Concord.
Or were Concord. And as we come out of the State of Play, nothing new really came out other than the God of War Fake game that we've known for a little while.
Yeah, it was rumored.
And I mean,
sure.
I thought we had the rumblings that it was going to be a 90-minute show. It was not. It was just over 60. They booked theater screenings for this, so they had this done live for people. So like they wanted to make this a big deal. At least it felt that way. And we came out of the show. Well, we started the show on a high note. Like it was really, really balls to the wall to start. Like Wolverine kicked us off. We had the Tokon trailer. We had Rayman coming back. And then we moved into the Bancho the Chef, which is the offshoot of Day of the Diver. And we're like, okay, time for a brief break, but we'll get back to things. And it never really got back to it. I mean, there was stuff. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say there wasn't stuff. But, like, that vibe that we had in the first, like, 15, 20 minutes never returned.
Never. Yeah.
Even with the one last thing, which was God of War Laufey.
Yeah. Yeah. It was such a good high note. And normally when they do that, it's like, oh, okay. You always have to have that lull. It's got to come down. You got to show some of the other stuff, obviously. But it always comes back up to end off. And I guess they were really putting their eggs in the God of War basket.
And I mean, like the reactions that I'm seeing for it, we're going to go through the order, but like I'll just briefly say this. Like the reactions of the show as a whole are kind of matching what God of War is as well, where I think people are still excited. I'm not seeing like the over the moon reactions about it. I'm also not seeing like overly bad reactions. So like, I mean, the title of this episode is State of Okay. Like it was fine. Like everything was decent. Like we didn't leave the stream like upset. We more just left the stream being like, damn.
Yeah. Yeah. There just wasn't that wow factor, like, which is a shame because I had it in the beginning. I was in it. The Wolverine gameplay was fantastic. Even like the Dave the Diver, indie game spinoff, prequel, whatever it is, like still, like, that was hype for me. And I can see how some people, maybe that wouldn't be their jam, but usually you get through the one or two, smaller type of titles or whatever, and you continue. But yeah, like the hype wasn't there anymore. And again, it's like you said, it's not bad. It's not like, wow, that was really shitty. It was more just, I think the biggest issue was most of everything in the middle was stuff we've already seen. It wasn't.
There was a lot of, we already knew this was a thing. And it's not even like they were things that are coming out in like 2 months. Like these are things that are aimed for September, right? So
yeah,
like there's still a little bit of time on them. Yeah. And even the things that they did announce, I mean, God of War Laufey is a big deal. Like, let's not kid ourselves here.
Yeah,
it is a big deal. But like, apart from that, actually, no, let's go. We'll go in order and just kind of get through it as we are, because we're jumping all over the place here. But it did start with Wolverine, which again, yeah, we were way in on that. Like we were pumped all hell for that. And I know a lot of people are going to sit here and say like, oh, it just looks like another Insomniac game. And I go, yes. You'll notice though that all of those games have been great.
Yeah, they've all been great. Like even though the Spider-Man 2 didn't hit as well and it didn't review as well, it still hit like so much for me.
Yeah,
I loved
Spider-Man 2 was not a bad game. It was a great game when it could have been excellent. Yeah.
And this just feels like the next evolution of the Insomnia games. It still has the Insomnia feel. You can just see that this is some sort of Spider-Man engine. Like, you can just kind of feel it and see it. But the thing is like, that's what works. And, like, I don't know. I just think that this is going to be really good. And the gameplay looked fired. Like, it looked really fun.
Like, I know that what we got in this trailer was either on, like, easy, or they had it set in the game that they showed off that, like, the guy had infinite takedowns, because there's no way that the entire game is going to look the exact way that this did. So there was definitely a lot of, okay, we gave as much of the cinematic stuff as we could. You're not going to be looking this cool the entire time. Like, there's just going to be a lot of kills where it's just you swiping and swiping until they die. Like, we all know this. Like, we've played games before. We know how this works. But what they did show, and I'm hoping that it's not quite what we saw, where it seemed like there was a large emphasis on a lot of cinematicism.
Mm-hmm.
Because it did feel like very often that there was a lot of jumping between cinematic and that. I don't think it'll be like this all the way. I think, again, like when you're showing off like 5 to 6 minutes of a game, you're going to want to make it look as good as you can. So you're going to take specific sections and cut around them.
Yeah, 100%. They did this with Spider-Man 2 even, with like when they were revealing it and everything. Like, it's a very cinematic big moment. Yeah, and I think they just chose that for this trailer.
Yeah, but I mean, the core that we got is that this game is violent as fuck. There are going to be takedowns, much like Spider-Man, but they're also going to be like, but I mean, they're not takedowns at this point. They're dismemberments. Yeah. Let's be real here. Even things like, I mean, shit, when I was on stream, I saw the guy fighting near a forklift with the forks raised. I'm like, oh, please tell me you can knock him into that. And he fucking did. So I'm like, all right. Whether that's a takedown or whether that's just, if you hit somebody near it, like, things can happen. Like, who knows? Because, I mean, it could be similar to, like, with how Sleeping Dogs did their stuff, too, right? Where there's places where, like, you can use your environment to get extra kills and stuff. So you never know on that front. But, I think that what they showed, that got me ready. Like, I already knew that I was going to play this game. There was not really going to be much you could do to get me to not want to. But this definitely made me go, okay, this is probably a day one.
Yeah, this is a day one for me. Like, seeing this solidified that 100%.
And
like,
I mean, also, like, not even just from the gameplay, but like the fact that, like, at least from what we can see, the big baddie, or at least for them at this point in the game, like, it's Trask, which I like that they're not going with, like, just automatically, oh, here's Magneto, or here's friggin', like, Armageddon, or what? Or not Armageddon? Is it Armageddon, the Egyptian guy? Or am I missing?
Oh gosh, no. What the heck is now his name? Apocalypse.
Thank you. Same thing. Use the thesaurus. It's close enough. but like, they're not going for, like, at least maybe it still happens later in the game. Maybe it does lead into something else. But like, they're going with something that seems way more grounded, which I do appreciate.
Yes, I do as well. I love when you have the big bad be something that is more realistic, right? It's something you can almost
and I don't want them to
expect in the
rush
real
through
world.
their stuff either, right? So
Exactly.
Because even if there is crossover with this in Spider-Man, like at the very least, like you're building up to something bigger down the line.
100%. Yeah, because they need to. Because I'm hoping that they want to do this kind of like Spider-Man, where it's going to be a trilogy or a series of games. So you got to have it where it doesn't burn out right away, or else you're gonna. If you can't. It's like starting the first game off with like Venom or something like that in Spider-Man, right? So yeah, I'm hoping like Magneto and that kind of stuff. Maybe they're mentioned. Maybe there's a scene where you visit him in a jail or something like that. But like it's not the villain where it's going to be Trask and just some Sentinels. Like keep it simple.
Yeah, and it's also the curiosity. Like I don't know if anything else has been revealed because I haven't read like any descriptions on it or anything. But like, how much is the X-Men dealing with it? Because obviously he's in the costume, so the X-Men exist. Like Jean Grey's here, so we know they exist. But like, where in the timeline is this? Like, we don't know any of that stuff yet. Maybe it's already been kind of shown because I know like we read up a little bit on God of War, which we'll get to later because we were kind of confused on that trailer. So we did read up to see what was going on with that, and it did describe stuff a little bit more. I haven't done that for Wolverine because I don't really want to know because I already know what I need to with this from what I've seen, so I can go into that and figure it out as I go.
100%.
So, like, it's stuff like that are curious to me. The thing that, again, stands out to me is, like, they really aren't holding back on the violence. I do think the blood that we saw in certain sections, I think, is a little off. Like, it looks less like blood and more like just sparkle effects and is a little weird. I hope that that's something that they take a look at again and just kind of redo a tiny bit.
Yeah, absolutely.
But, like, I think they've nailed the aesthetic that this is not Spider-Man. Like, this is completely different. And now it'll just be a matter of, okay, like, what's the story? Like, what do we got to clamp onto here that's going to make this an enjoyable experience for the amount of time? The only other thing, and they'll probably do one more state of play that does a deep dive on it like they usually do with some of their bigger games, is what's the actual gameplay loop look like? Is this just level-based? Is there some sort of open worldness to it like Spider-Man, or are they just doing individual areas that are just a little bit smaller? Like, what does it actually mean in the long term? Or is there even like a home base sort of thing, kind of like how Midnight Suns does theirs, where there's like that one area with the church where you can kind of go around in? Like, it's hard to say yet, but from what we got there, like, at least the gameplay loop tells us, like, okay, when it's time to go kill some shit, we're going to have some fun killing shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a fun game. Probably takes like 20 hours. I don't imagine it'll be... Oh, the Spider-Man games aren't actually that long either, really. Yeah, I don't know how much side stuff will be. That's kind of where I'm not
That's
sure.
the other thing, too, is like, what would that look like? So, they may not show it anyway. Like, it still may not be a case of that, but...
Yeah. But still, it looks great, and like I'm not worried about it at all.
No.
There'd have to be a really bad review about like horrible performance or something like that.
Yeah, like we like comparatively from this to God of War Laufey, like we're going to this being like, there's still a lot that we don't know, but we're ready. Whereas with God of War, it's in the case of like, I mean, I'm curious, but like I'm still confused.
Yeah, very confused.
But what we're not confused about now is what the villains are going to be in Marvel Tokon Fighting Souls, because they flip right next to that. And the Wolverine trailer was good, but I think if there's any trailer that set the tone before it was completely destroyed, was this trailer, because it did everything that I could have possibly asked it to do.
Yeah, I think this was perfect. Like, for a game that's already been announced, we've seen a lot of it, and it's just slowly revealing the characters. They're doing it in such a good way.
And
like,
I do love, again, that the main villain
doing.
of this, Arc System Work, loves to do this. They go off the board, the champion, which not a lot of people know about. But man, like, it's so overly the top flamboyant. Arc System Works will have a fucking field day with this. But like, now we got our villains. We got Doom. We got Magneto. We got Green Goblin. And we got Carnage, which I was stunned and happy as shit about.
Yeah, Carnage is a really cool character for a fighting game. And like the effects or the finishers or whatever they are in this game that he's got, holy shit, like Carnage can do some wild shit, and I love it. I am so here for
they
it.
hit everything. Like, obviously some people are going to say Thanos. I'm like, no, like, that Thanos is too big, especially for the start. But like, you got the Marvel vs. Capcom people's attention. You got Magneto in there, so you're already covered. But like, you also, like, I think, and I'm sure this was the plan all along with the roster anyway, but like, obviously people at the start seeing people like Magic and Danger on the X-Men side being like, well, that's a little bit weird. And now I think with the villains, like this is the trailer that a lot of the casual fans are going to look at and go, oh, I need to play this. I think this is the trailer 100%. That if you weren't in on this game, you are now. And if this still isn't it, then you're not. You're not going to be in on this now.
Yeah.
There's nothing the Ghost Rider trailer is going to do that's going to get you in the door.
I mean, we don't know that. If this was the second last reveal, who knows? But yeah, like this trailer alone made this go from a game I was going to play relatively soon to like day one. I feel like
this
now
has been my
I
day
need
one
this
for a while, and it just keeps getting better. So
yeah. Oh,
and at this point, like I assume that the last cast will be brought up at EVO, the big fighting game tournament. I assume that's when we'll see that last one.
I can see that, yeah, because this game releases in like August.
Let me double check, because this game's coming out August 6th. When is EVO this year? It is June 26th, so it's at the end of this month. So yeah, that would make sense.
That would make sense.
You have the roster in about just over a month away from the game coming out, so that would make perfect sense.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, the only other thing could be potentially Gamescom. Let me see when Gamescom is this year.
I feel like that's end of
August? It's end of August, so yeah, it wouldn't be that. So yeah, it has to be EVO. So
yeah, it's got to be.
We'll know by the end of this month what the final bits of the roster are. Which, if I'm being honest, if Blade isn't one of them, they failed.
Oh yeah, Blade. Yeah, you need Blade.
Like the assumption Blade I'm going in with is Blade, and if it's Midnight Suns, I'm thinking it's either going to be Scarlet Witch or they go Nico Minoru if they want to go a little bit off the board, and it might be then something like Daredevil, Doctor Strange, or maybe even the Punisher.
Yeah.
Like, there's still some interesting characters they could bring up here, that's for sure. All I want, though, I just want, if there's any room for it, I want one more weird character. That's all I want out of them. I need one more weirdo.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm picturing, like, Ghost Rider with Punisher and Daredevil. Oh, that could be and Blade. That's some cool
yeah, like if it's all them, it's too casual. But like I'm thinking, like I don't even know who in the Midnight Suns could be like really weird. Like I wonder what Moon Knight could do because Moon Knight's also possible as well.
Moon Knight's very cool character, yeah.
But yeah, we're at a point now. I mean, maybe they don't go weird until the DLC because obviously they'll have that somewhere. I mean, if the game comes out in August, I would assume we'd start seeing announcements about DLC. Probably sometime, maybe even Gamescom, but sometime in September, maybe as they start rolling out character.
Oh, for sure.
Because the way our system works does their drops is it's always in waves. Like there's one big wave, and they split it up over the course of like usually 6 months. So
yeah.
And my only big thing is I wonder if there's any guests like outside of Marvel if they shoehorn anybody from Guilty Gear in there because that's their big cash cow. If there's anything outside of Marvel that like they throw in, like any sort of other side character from the Sony library, like if they do something fun with that, like who knows? I think that's why I'm so curious about this game. It's already a license that I'm way into in the Marvel license, but now like with it being my favorite fighting game company and knowing that they are now okay with guests because now as soon as they put Lucy from Cyberpunk into Guilty Gear Strive. Everything's on the table now. Like, I have no idea what they could do with this. So
yeah.
And that includes even just what they pull from the Marvel franchise. Like, they could go way off the board. Like, what could Squirrel Girl do, for example? Like, what could you do with so many different characters? Like a Howard the Duck. Could you do something with that? Like, there's nothing out of the realm of possibility. And from all the people that I pay attention to in the fighting game community as well, like, this game just keeps getting better. Like a lot of people when they played it in the early testing stages said that there was a lot of work to be done. And they've done a lot of work since in the updates that they've seen in how combos are set up and how everything else is done. Like they're way in on that. So now it's just the roster and this trailer killed it. So they've covered that in spades.
Yeah, very much so. I'm very excited for this. And it's weird because it's a fighting game. I play all the Mortal Kombats and stuff, but I mean, that is when that is the Game of the Year edition, 85% off for $9 or $11.
Yeah, you're not going to get this with this game because Strive still has new characters. So
yeah, no. But
Strive just put out its 2.0 not too long ago, so they're still going.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, but for me, like, I'm so excited about this fighting game. I'm going to pick it up at launch probably, which is unheard of for me with a fighting game. So
yeah,
so excited.
Moving on. So we got Rayman. I'm assuming it's a redo of Legends.
Yeah,
based
I think
on what
so.
we saw. I mean, it looked fantastic.
It does look cool. It does
Like,
look really, really good.
I don't know if I could say too much about it, but it's just the animation was already really good with the ones when they came out on the 360 era.
Yeah,
I believe it was.
yeah. It was PS3.
And now it's just taking that and it's taking it a step further. Like this, man, like the art style of this game that we've seen so far is tremendous.
Yeah, I love the Rayman Origins and Rayman Legends. I think that was the two of them. I still have them in my backlog to replay because I had Origins on the PS3, played through it with some friends and stuff, and like loved it. Legends was that one that came out on Wii U originally as as an exclusive, which is pretty funny. But yeah, like these games were so much fun. I hope they bring back the levels where it played a song like Black Betty or something like that.
That would be the best part about it, yeah.
Yeah, because you would run through the levels to the music, and if you didn't go to the beat, that meant like you'd fallen behind and you're about to die.
Yeah.
But when I look at some of these levels, like even with the lights flashing and stuff like that, it's almost like, is there music playing in that level? And obviously they're just not playing it for the trailer kind of thing. God, like Rayman is such a fun character and he's been gone for so long. And now all of a sudden it's like there's a collection of the originals coming back and this remake of this specific one that looks gorgeous. And I'm actually here for it. Like this wouldn't be a day one purchase for me, but it's definitely something, especially if I had friends over or online maybe, like, and you can play co-op. I would love that because the 4-player platforming on this was so good. So good.
My only complaint, why is Rayman back on your side, Sony, when you have all your other things that you still haven't brought back yet, you bastards? Where's our Sly Cooper game?
Yeah, like they get Rayman and they just still ignore all of their mascots. Like, oy, oy, oy.
But, things that are probably going to be day one for you. Bancho the Chef, a.k.a. your
100%.
Dave the Diver spinoff.
Yeah, wish listed that on Steam immediately. Immediately. Dave the Diver is such a good game. And I love that they're going with like a cel-shaded artwork for this.
The crazy
instead
part
of just
is
pixels.
I didn't get into Dave the Diver when I tried it out. I'm actually way more curious about this one.
Yeah, and it's funny because the gameplay is like kind of the same, just instead of being 2D and pixelated, it's like more three-dimensional and stuff, but it's the same cooking.
Also, I do find it funny
stuff.
that I'm now going to become a sushi master when I don't even like fish.
Yep. Yeah, that would be pretty fun. I love sushi's like my favorite food on the planet. And yeah, even playing Dave the Diver, I very rarely would finish playing without being like, I am hungry now. But yeah, this looks fantastic. It looks a little more wacky than Dave the Diver, which is cool. Because every time you went to the chef and he did the cooking, like crazy animations would happen and all that kind of stuff. But when you're playing the main game, it was actually like a cozy game. It was very relaxing, even though you're murdering all these fish. Super relaxing. You end up getting a little rice farm that you can grow your own rice for the sushi, all that kind of stuff. Fun mini game at the end where you're just serving food and pouring tea, pouring beer, that kind of stuff. This one looks a lot more wacky. This looks like it's really going into the actual like comedy and wackiness that you'd see in more of what's that Yakuza spin-off? Like a Dragon or something? Is that
like the JRPG ones?
Yeah, the JRPG
Yeah,
ones.
like a Dragon.
Yeah, it's got like that kind of wackiness almost, like it seems like
It
in
wishes
some of
it
the
had
scenes.
that kind of wackiness.
Not to the same level. They still have to keep it like he eventually meets Dave the Diver and like things mellow out. But yeah, like I'm very excited for that. That would be kind of like a day one for me if I have space and, I really want to get into it. But I'll 100% pick that up at some point. Dave the Diver's too good not to.
Yeah. I'm going to gloss over Kamuri Hunt the Unseen just because I don't think we have much to say about that.
I got no opinion on that.
I mean, apart from Ikumi Nakamura got to show up again, who we sorely miss because she is always a vibe.
Yeah, she's a delight.
But it just looks like, I don't know if it's even a live service game. It just has that vibe, and I don't have any interest in it.
Yeah, it just looks like
visually it looks cool, but like it just seems like it's got that same kind of gameplay loop that we've just seen 1,000 times.
Yeah, honestly, it looks like a whole bunch of anime games I saw announced for like the Nintendo Switch before. Like it's just, I don't know, it just doesn't stand out to me.
Yeah. Instead, we had the bigger trailer on the Tomb Raider remake.
I'm very excited for that. I'm not going to lie. I have never beaten or even played longer than 30 minutes to an hour or an hour and a half maybe of the original game. Couldn't do the tank controls. And I just love the way this looks. It's pretty crazy that it's Crystal Dynamics who obviously did the reboot trilogy. And now they're just kind of like doing again more Lara Croft, but like it's a different version again. They're like rebooting again. But this looks gorgeous and I want it. I want it.
Yeah, I'm not like super enthusiastic about it, but if it ends up doing well, I'll probably take a look at it at some point. But I wouldn't say that I'm like, I need to play this one.
Yeah, if the performance is really good on it, this would be a day one for me. With the Tomb Raider reboot trilogy, it didn't start that way. I picked up the first game on sale for like $10 on a Steam summer sale. But by the time the third game came out, I was like buying it day one, like picking it up day one. And so I'll probably be right around there with this one, just because I'm a huge adventure like fan when it comes to like Tomb Raider. Same reason like Indiana Jones, all that kind of stuff. Uncharted. Yeah.
Let's see what was next. The Lost Wild, as we talk about more dinosaurs. That game is an absolute no for me.
Yeah, it's not. There was a Jurassic Park Survivor game. I think it was called Jurassic Park Survivor or something like that. That was announced, and I'm so excited for person still on the island during the Jurassic Park movie. I love that idea. This one just feels like The Walking Dead, but dinosaurs instead of zombies. Looks very cool.
It feels like they wanted to do an Alien Isolation version of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like I really do get the sense that they're big Jurassic Park fans and just wanted to make like their own version of a first person survival game in it.
Yeah, and the thing is I love the idea of this. I just don't know if I'll be able to play through it. That's my only issue. Like it looks great. It's just I don't know if I could. I'm like 50-50 right now, to be honest.
I mean, I'm too scared of that stuff, so it's definitely not on my list at all.
See, dinosaurs don't scare me so much, so I can like easily just be like, oh, okay, cool, dinosaurs. But I mean, if some of those like first person you died by the mouth of a murdering dinosaur scene hits, it's like, ooh, maybe I am a little afraid of dinosaurs.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
We're gonna gloss over a bunch of stuff again here, so. I just going in between the trailers and lists. So Dune Awakening, they showed more of the console port of it. I can't be bothered to care. It doesn't even look that good to me, to be honest.
No, it really doesn't. I don't know what it is about it. It seems very empty. Even the interior scenes and stuff. I don't know. Something's missing.
I can't say Onimusha Way of the Sword did anything for me either. Like, if those are the kind of game, I even said on the stream too. It might have been that, or it might have been during Phantom Blade. I can't remember. But like, I think I'm at the point where I'm kind of done of the samurai survival games, you know? I think I'm done seeing those trailers. It's just, there's too many of them now.
Yeah, samurai games have become the Chris Pratt of movie.
It's become the sci-fi horror that it was like a few years ago.
Yeah, like it's like the industry gets stuck on a genre. And it's like, don't be wrong, their single-player games are not live service. Like, I like that. But, like, the variety...
It seems like the theme is being overused.
Yeah, it's so overused, and it's just getting saturated. Like, come on, don't Chris Pratt it. Like, let it breathe.
Another game Chris is absolutely going to play, Silent Hill Townfall.
Fuck no. That game looks terrifying. Holy shit. It's not the most terrifying game that was shown, but I have never been able to play it.
We'll get to that in a second, because neither of us are going to play it, but we got to talk about it.
We have to, because that is a wild trailer. That was a lot.
Ace Combat 8, Wing of Thief. Again, like, for the couple, like, the maybe 100,000 people that are curious about this, you're on cloud 9, literally and figuratively.
Yeah, oh, for sure. Like, I'm not going to lie, that just makes me want to go on Steam, which I'm doing right now, to look up the other Ace Combat games that are on here. Okay, perfect, $10. Like, that just makes me want to pick up Ace Combat 7 and play that instead.
Just kind of see what it's all about, right?
And just see what it's about, because... Definitely, there's no way I'd pay full price for this Ace Combat. Not because I'm saying it's a bad game. It's just like it's not my genre, but it does look cool. It looks like Top Gun. But I'm sure the 7th game also looks gorgeous, and pick it up for $10 and give it a try.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Then we had some marathon stuff, which again, I can't be bothered.
No, I have to say I'm actually disappointed with that trailer more than I should care because I don't actually play the game.
Well, I can tell you also as a Destiny fan, they're already out of ideas. And you know why? Because the expansion was called Nightfall. Nightfall is the name of the really hard daily missions that you could do in Destiny. I'm like, really, guys? You're already reusing names from Destiny? Really?
Yeah. Oof, that's not good. The reason I was upset with the trailer is because like Marathon isn't hitting the numbers they want. It's not like it's failing, I would say, but
they're not getting as many people as they'd like, that's for sure.
Not even close. And the idea here is that this is their season 2 or their first expansion or first, I have no idea, but it's like their next big bump from like release. The trailer should bring in people that aren't currently in the game. Like it's not to keep people who are already playing hyped. You got to get new people in there. You got to get people to care, especially now that Destiny 2 is being like shut down basically. Or
you know what'll
like
do that? If you say, hey, the base game, half off.
Yeah.
Instead, it's only 30% on Steam right now. That ain't going to do it.
No, that's not enough. Yeah, like, I don't know. I was watching the trailer and I'm like, I feel like everything I thought I knew about Marathon, I'm wrong, and it's a lot more boring than I originally thought.
Right?
Like this doesn't
like that was a bad
trailer.
Bungie's usually pretty good for trailers. That was a bad trailer.
Yeah, that just wasn't a good trailer. Like it made me a lot less hype. Like I've always had a little bit of hype for it. Like, oh, I'll try it one day maybe if my friends hop in or something. But then I saw the trailer and I'm like, I don't think I care. Like this seems really boring now.
No.
Yeah.
Well, you know what wasn't boring? Stuntman coming back.
That was cool. At first I did not know what was happening. I was like, cool.
I thought we had a Fast and the Furious game coming because I recognized that being the end of the first movie.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it turned out I was on the right trail. I just didn't know where.
Yeah, because then they have other scenes that show up. And I don't know what the white car scene is, like what movie that one is.
No, I couldn't tell you either. But like they bring up Knight Rider. They bring up like I don't know if it's like a nod to it, but the Terminator like point where like there's the big ass friggin' vehicle, like the big ass truck vehicle. Like I feel like that sort of a thing. They do have the DeLorean there as well. So like. The Stuntman is a really old franchise that I totally forgot about until they put the title on screen after the end of this trailer. I'm like, oh shit, that's right. That used to be a thing back in the day. Because that was like almost like before Driver became a thing.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, I love this idea. Like just playing through scenes of movies that involve cars and you're the stunt driver going through the crazy shit. That is a really cool idea.
Like the DLC they could pull for something like this would be crazy too.
Yeah, just get different
wait till we get the Star
licenses.
Wars DLC, Chris.
That would be very confusing. But yeah, like I actually love this idea. It was the only other game I wish listed basically besides Dave the Diver. But yeah, like I could see myself like this isn't like I'm so hyped I'm grabbing this day one thing.
This is like I'll definitely touch this at some point.
Yeah, but I could see myself like this goes for like $30 or something, $40, like say 50% off. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to do this. Like this just seems like it would be a fun thing to play. And let's go fuck around in some famous movie scenes as the stunt driver. Like I love that idea.
Now, you know what you're never going to play? It's going to be Ill.
Ill? Holy crap. That trailer.
Honestly, here's the hot take. I think this is the best trailer on the show. And it's a game that
100%.
None of us are touching.
100%. I think it was the best looking game they showed. I think it was the most interesting trailer. They almost had me at certain scenes. Like there was one scene where the main character, I assume it's a guy, is walking along a wall and they're like looking down and they could fall. Like there's just a few scenes where I was like, this looks actually really thrilling and really cool. But then like a fucking possessed baby or giant creepy head like starts crawling or slithering. I don't even know.
Now, remember how everybody was really mad at the Game Awards because of that Divinity trailer being so violent? I think we topped that.
I think we topped that. Yeah, this looks like realistic graphics, lighting. I think this looks
how much is going to get
incredible.
pulled back? Because there's no way it's going to look like this at launch.
I don't know. Like this could be running on a PC. I don't think it said.
Well, it said PS5 Pro.
PS5 Pro, yeah.
But like,
I
how
don't
much
know.
of this was still cutscenes?
Yeah.
And I mean, how much, like, because again, like, remember how good Watch Dogs looked, and then that had to get tapered back. So like, you can make stuff look good when you're basically putting it all on like a 1 hour like demo setup, right?
Yeah.
If you got to do a
100%.
full game, like maybe if they do this as a really short experience, maybe you could pull it off still. But like,
Yeah. Oh,
but
and the
they
fucking thing's
nailed down the
slammed.
violence and the aesthetic of this. Like this game, if
Oh,
you're into
yeah.
horror games, you're so fucking interested in this.
Yeah, like I think that this is probably actually a really, really good game. If it weren't for me being like, hell no, this is not for me. I honestly think that might be one of the best games that was shown, to be honest.
Yeah. They did put a Control Resonant trailer in. I'm not going to bother too much with this one because it's not like we learned anything new about it.
I'm almost sick of seeing it. I haven't seen anything new in a long time. It just keeps reminding me it's coming, you know?
Yeah. They brought back Until Then, or Until Dawn, I should say, sorry. I wish there was a second Until Then. But Fire Sprite's the ones doing it, not Supermassive, so that's weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
So, like, when we were on stream, like, as soon as we realized what the game was, I was like, wait, Fire Sprite just went from Horizon's VR game to an Until Dawn sequel? What?
I don't know.
Like, that almost tells me how much trust they don't have in Fire Sprite to make a proper game.
Oh, 100%.
Because they're not even letting them
100%.
have gameplay, really.
No, it's just the cutscenes with like make choices, like push this person or don't push this person kind
And
of
like,
thing.
maybe I'm off base here, but like, who is asking for this? Because like, I know there are people that streaming it is a cool thing because you get
Yeah.
to see what that person does, but like. All the Supermassive games, whether it's like the Man of Medan, I don't know, the Dark Anthology or Dark Pictures series or whatever the fuck it is, like people haven't really been like too interested in that either.
Yeah.
So I don't know what was necessary with this.
Yeah,
So,
I don't know.
I don't know, man. Like maybe this one works. Maybe somebody else handling it makes it work. Who knows? But if I'm being completely honest, like when I saw this trailer, I'm like, okay, so it's just a movie
Yeah.
and not one that I would bother with because I'm not interested in this kind of stuff to begin with. But as soon as they put Until Dawn on screen, I'm like, oh, now I really don't care.
Yeah. Yeah, like I mean, I'm not a big Until Dawn fan. I'm not much into the creepy, scary shit, as we know. This game looked nice, but I feel like the first one, it wasn't like people wanted more. And I feel like they're trying to push this series really hard for some reason. Pretty sure they made a movie. Pretty sure they remade the first one or remastered the first one, which almost looks the same. Like, I don't know. It seems like they're doing a lot with this franchise, trying to make it be a thing, and not a lot of people are asking for it. I could be wrong, but I don't know. That's what the kind of vibe I'm getting.
Yeah, and then to put this literally next to the one more thing is also a spot of like, you guys are putting way more stock into this game than I think most of us are. So I don't know how I feel about that. But yeah, I'm not going to pretend that I'm particularly interested in that either. But it does take us to the end. It does take us to our one last thing, which is God of War Laufey.
Yep.
And when we stream this, I tried really hard to not get too emotional about it, and I'm not saying in a good way. I didn't high guard this. It wasn't that bad. Like, I knew this is still a big deal, and I know it's going to be probably a decent game, right?
Yeah. Oh, 100%.
But, and we both kind of agreed with this on stream, and I think even more of it now. This was, in my opinion, one of the worst ways to introduce a game that I've seen in quite some time.
Yes, I think that's what the issue is. I think the game itself is probably really good, but they just threw you into it without explanation. And
If this is the
sometimes
first
you can
20
do
minutes
that.
of this game, they need to edit it now.
Yeah, like you need to know some deep cut shit in God of War to understand what's happening. And it's not like, I hate that games and movies these days are treating people like they have the attention span of 20 seconds and they overly explain the plot directly to the
But
camera
also,
like
games take
3
7
times.
years to make now, so you give us at least a little bit of leeway.
Yeah, like where she ends up, why she's there, who she's dealing with, because like none of it made sense. It's like she dies and all of a sudden she goes here, which makes sense. We knew she died in the game and whatnot. That's how God of War 1 opens, but she's thrown into this situation and we have no idea what starts happening. And it's not even
maybe they
like,
cut some stuff together with this trailer, but like if
maybe
this is 1-to-1, this bitch went from dying and like people that watch this game, like that have played the last two God of Wars, they went from, oh, so in reality, while we were doing all of this stuff in God of War 1, as soon as Faye was burned and sent to the afterlife, she's fighting this flower thing, and now all of a sudden, like, starting her own shit. Like, she didn't even get a half a second.
yeah,
So, like literally, all of this stuff has been going on while we've been doing it, and like that could be a cool reveal that like actually she's been doing stuff while they've been busy kicking the shit out of every Norse god that they have there. But like the pacing that this trailer did without explaining anything to you. And like the biggest example being like the two big baddies that they brought to us. Now I can't remember the name of them. I think Sekhmet was the Egyptian goddess, and I can't remember the name of the. I think it's a Mesopotamian or whatever. I can't remember what the big like red looking dude was. But like we don't know who. Like unless actually no, I don't even think anybody knew who they were until we got the written notification of what that was. But like the trailer never says who it was. Like
no,
we understood when the God of War trailer came out and we saw like Thor. What was the big reveal when we got the initial announcement of God of War?
God of War 1?
Yeah.
I don't think they even revealed the enemy in the trailer.
But we got some sort of sense, I think, that it was Norse related.
It showed some of the characters from Norse mythology, but it also kind of like
maybe it's Ragnarok we're probably thinking of where it was
Ragnarok where it was the big like it's Odin, it's Thor. But the thing is like people know who they are, but they also explained it. It didn't just show Kratos fighting some dude and not explain it. Like it actually went into and showed the scene that Kratos is talking with Thor and who Thor is and why Thor is angry. There's actually like reasons for the story that the two of them are even having a conversation, let alone fighting, let alone the whole game taking place. Here, we're just introduced to brand new enemies, new evil gods, without any explanation of why they're angry, why they're trying to kill Faye, why any of this is happening, where they are, why they're there, why they're capturing other people.
It's almost like we're going back to what if you're not a fan of God of War, that you just think this game is. It's just violence for the sake of violence.
Yeah. Yeah.
Except now it comes also with a gelatinous cube that talks to you and ribbons from a sword that talk to you.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's the things that I didn't appreciate about the original trilogy of just it being like I felt like it was just violence for the sake of violence.
Yeah,
and
it feels
now it's
a little
mixed
bit
with
that
like
again.
the things that we're all concerned of, like focus group testing in like the gaming industry does.
Yeah, like it's very cinematic, and it's not like it's explaining little things, like it's explaining where she's finding a sword, like that kind of stuff. But it's not explaining why all this bad stuff is happening here, because it's taking place at the same time as God of War 1. God of War 1 is just Kratos and his son taking her ashes to a mountain. Like that's it. That's actually the story, and then stuff plays out as it's happening. So the opening of God of War 1...
It seems like for Faye, everything's already gone up to 10 to start.
Yeah, whereas God of War 1, it's like you're doing a little funeral service. There's conversation, and then you start a journey taking ashes up a mountain, and then stuff slowly starts piling on and becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. Whereas here, it's just like other gods are angry at you. Why? Why are they angry? Like, what did she do? Like, why would all these other gods from other mythologies be trying to capture everybody here and also try and capture her and kill her or whatever is going on? Like, there's no explanation, and it's not in the good way, like where it's just like, oh, just let it play out, you'll understand. It's almost like it seems like she already understands what's going on, the enemies understand what's going on, and the viewer or the player of the game will never understand what's going on. I don't know.
Yeah, like I'm hoping that this was just cobbled together bits that is like, Like maybe this big fight scene that we see, you know, towards the end of this trailer is more like maybe a couple hours in, or like at least an hour in, so that there's some like idea of what's going on, and they just pushed a lot of stuff through just to kind of make the trailer look good. But like if this is literally the first 20 minutes, like I said, you guys got some work to do to edit this, because the pacing is some of the worst that I've seen in a long time.
My hope is that it's a little bit of a misdirection, because we know the opening of God of War 1 is when she dies. I'm hoping this game actually has like an hour of build-up with her still alive, and then she dies, and that's where this is. So we've already had that initial hour.
Like, so that we kind of get to understand her a little bit more? Yeah,
we understand her. We understand like what's going on, conversation about the other gods, and maybe Kratos being like, hey, when you know, I don't know. Fuck, I have no idea. But either way, like explanation.
Like because I mean, people don't really know much about Faye. I know there's like little bits here and there from in Ragnarok that we kind of get to see of her, but like, I think it would probably make more sense to have something at the start of like, okay, just to get an idea of what she is, maybe an understanding like how she died, like to really get a little bit more of that sense of things, and then kind of go from there.
Yeah,
but I think that like what we're seeing now on screen, and which is like 5 minutes into this trailer of like, shit's gone to hell, man.
Yeah.
And we're just like, wait, what? You're not going to give us a chance to breathe?
Yeah. Like, you
like
got to have
this
that cinematic
feels like,
build-up, you know?
Like, this is the third, like, this feels like the sequel to Ragnarok, except we're now playing as someone that's never been part of this game before.
Yeah. Yeah, this feels like what Ragnarok actually probably would have been once it was starting. Yeah, I don't know. This just feels... Yeah, I'm hoping I'm right. I'm hoping this is just like it's already an hour in, and a lot of the explanation and character building and everything has already kind of been happening. So by the time you get here, it's not confusing, and it's just because
I
they
honestly,
chose
like,
this.
Now that I had time to think about it, I don't think that whatever we got here is literally one-to-one the start. Yeah. I think that we're going to get a little bit more to go through, and I think that, you know, once things settle in, like this, I still think this game is going to be pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm just like, from my perspective of a viewer that saw this trailer, like I saw other people like talk how they love this trailer. I don't see, like, unless you're just enjoying the visuals and the action, sure, but like from a pacing standpoint, I had no fucking idea what was happening, and I know the games, like I know the last two games pretty well, so
yeah.
It just felt like a lot of stuff was just being thrown together all like as a jumbled mess. Like again. Without understanding things, like all of a sudden we're just seeing like gods from like what seems like different cultures, and we don't know why they're wanting to just enslave or kill people. Like we don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
It's just now that like on the PlayStation blog they gave us a little bit more details. Like, okay, now we have something to go off of, but like that doesn't make for a good trailer when that's your first big when it's your big end piece, right?
Yeah, like you need to actually have a written blog to detail what's going on for people to not be confused. Not a great way to introduce the game as a trailer. Like
like the one thing I kept saying is like this feels like at the time it feels like a game that was being made to be something else, and they just slapped God of War onto it because they figured it's the only way it was going to sell.
Yeah, for sure.
Now I'm sure the story will tie together improperly once you actually get the game when it comes out, but like. At the moment, this 20 minutes that we got was just a mess. And that's not even counting the fact that this game now has Jack Quaid playing a talking gelatinous cube, and I can't remember what the other voice actress's name that's playing the ribbon on your sword.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, this is weird. I'm not opposed to weird. Don't get me wrong. It's just the trailer was already weird enough as it was and not making any sense, and then you threw that at me, so...
Yeah, and why is the cube like in your battles? Like it's like there to also.
I mean,
fight?
that I'm okay with.
It's a fucking cube. What's it gonna do?
I'm okay with this jelly cube just bashing people on the back of the head just to kind of throw them off for a sec.
Yeah.
My only hope is, please don't let me control that. I want it to be as completely unnatural as possible. I don't want to have any control over it.
No, for sure. Yeah, like I'm just even seeing the video now, and it's like. They're revealing these characters like we should already know that they're big and bad and who they are, and like, oh God, like that's that person. Like this
Like
is
the
really
only thing I
bad.
can
They're
figure is
here.
that they're going. It's just us collectively going. Holy shit! It's gods from different cultures. Oh my God! Are we just like fighting like all these different things? To which I go, yeah. I mean, I'm curious,
Yeah.
but the trailer is so confusing that I can't really attach to it right now.
Yeah, like I need to be I would need to have a build up of the evil villains to care why they're bad and why they're going to hurt me, other than wow, that person has fire on their head. That's scary. I don't want to have them hurt me.
Yeah.
Like there should be like God of War was so good, like the two newest games where every villain you got to know them. You knew why they were against you and all that kind of stuff. Like you got to have the character development, and there's just like not. I don't even think they said these characters' names in this
No,
trailer.
we had no idea.
No, and Faye's just
We didn't
like,
know
yes.
until the blog post came out.
Yeah. So Faye's just like, yes, the evil bad people. I will kill them later. And it's like, but why are they trying to kill you? Are you the least bit interested? What the fuck? Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just it feels like there's something going on that we're just not being told. Which
Yeah.
you don't have to, but like you didn't have to also give us all this. You could have just done something a little bit smaller.
Yeah. Yeah.
But either way, I mean, the one thing that I know a lot of people are going to be taking from this is now going, well, this is where all the gods go to die after they're killed. What does that mean for all the gods from the original trilogy? And what does that mean for Odin?
Yeah. Yeah. Are they like, who are we going to see? I feel like there's going to be cameos in this of other gods.
Because
that have
that's the
been
ultimate
killed.
question. Is Zeus here?
Yeah. And that's cool. See, they can do some cool shit with this. Because if
Like,
he's there.
if you're going to do this as a one more thing, any sort of tease that could have hinted at something from Kratos' past showing up would have put the cap on it and at least made us go, all right, now you got me.
Yeah.
But this just ended up being, I don't know who that fucking guy is, and I don't know who that bitch is, and why is there a cube?
Yeah, like it's exactly. Where am I? Who are they? Why are they? What's that? Yeah. Oh well.
But I mean, all in all, like we will still play this game. Like I don't see any reason why we wouldn't.
Oh,
It's
for
just,
sure. I'm
as
sure
a
it's gonna be
first
great.
showing, you could have done way better.
Yeah, probably great game. Poor delivery of introduction of great game.
I do like that you know Kratos can jump now. We do have a jump button.
That's true because he just would just slowly get up on a ledge. Yeah, she's got like a double jump. Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not opposed to what they're doing. It's just tell it better. That's really my concern. I
Yeah,
think
do
they
a
have.
better job of explaining what the fuck is going on. And I will say, like Deborah Ann Wool, I huge fan of hers, big crush on her. But even just like as an actress,
What's the
I
big
think
thing she's done?
great.
Because I know that I recognize the name. I just can't think of what.
Daredevil, she's Karen Page, the love interest in Daredevil.
Okay, yeah.
She's a huge Dungeons and Dragons fan, like in real life, and she has a lot of stuff online of her being like a dungeon master and stuff like that. Very cool. And then she was in True Blood. I don't know if you ever saw that show. She was called Baby
but
Vamp.
yeah, that does make sense.
She was a fair bit younger at the time, and she was called Baby Vamp because she was very young when she was turned, so she stayed that young forever. Yeah, but probably her biggest thing now is the Daredevil show with Charlie Cox. She's the love interest.
So it's not like a huge name.
Not huge in the sense of like celebrity, but yeah. But she was the same one who did Faye in Ragnarok.
Yeah, it's just the name never came because Faye's not exactly a major character in that game. So
Yeah.
either way, yeah. You got anything else you want to say about God of War? Or?
No. Graphics look insane. The more I look at this, I'm like, wow.
Oh yeah,
This does
visually,
look good.
obviously, it looks so much different from what we usually see with God of War. So it is a nice welcome change. So
Yeah.
it really does set the tone that this is going to be something different. It's just like we said. It just you had a major pacing issue, and we left with more questions than answers. So
Yeah, a lot more questions. I was like, what the?
So like the show as a whole, you know, I said I think on the stream that I'd give it a B-. I've now lowered it to a C+ just because like
Yeah.
I think in retrospect, like, and C+ is still good, right? Like it's not giving it a bad grade. It's just I mean you even said it too, like you didn't really add much to your wish list after this.
No.
Other than Stuntman, I don't think there's any like God of War is not on my radar to play right away. So like Stuntman's I'm keeping an eye on, but like everything else, like I already knew about. Like Control was there. There's nothing new to talk about it with. Like it's going to be something we play. I was hoping for just that one thing that made me go, oh shit, and it never really happened. So
yeah, and I feel like a lot of stuff, like Until Dawn 2 and Ill and stuff like that, like they were new reveals, like we didn't know about them before, but.
Yeah, like
there was
from a
a
perspective of
stuff.
like what was actually there, I think you could make a case for a B. It's just for my personal library.
Oh, for sure.
It's a C plus.
For me, it's a C plus because there was way too much stuff I've already seen before. And it's like, I understand if a year ago they just revealed the title of a game and that was it. And then we finally saw an actual trailer or gameplay. But like Control and frick, I can't even remember like a bunch of the other ones. But like we'd already seen it. Like Onimusha and stuff like that. Like we've seen it. We saw trailers. We saw the announcements. And it's more just like reminders that they're coming. I almost feel like that should have been its own quick little reel that was like 1 minute. And it's just like, remember this
like,
and this.
I don't know if
this.
there's anything else they could bring up, but like there's definitely some time that was wasted by having like Ace Combat got way more time than it should have. I'm going to be real. But Onimusha had a trailer and then had a second trailer for the demo, to which I went, why?
Yeah.
You've already shown the game. You could simply just announce, by the way, there will be a demo coming out now.
Yeah. Yeah, like just say that. Phantom Blade Zero, Silent Hill Townfall. I'm pretty sure that the gameplay or trailer that we saw today is the exact same one I've already seen for both of those games. I haven't seen anything new. Like, I feel like there was like 4 or 5 trailers of games that we already knew about, already saw the trailers, and they were just like that filler in the middle. But instead of the filler being stuff like the Dave the Diver prequel, which is new, may not appeal to everybody, but at least it's still something small and new, they could have filled it with 4 or 5 indie titles or something that would have been at least new and slightly exciting. Whereas just showing us 5 trailers in the middle of games we're already aware of coming out and already seen the trailers for, it's kind of like you just wanted this to be 60 minutes and not like 40, so you forced this.
Yeah.
That's the vibe I got from it.
Yeah, I mean, realistically speaking, the biggest thing that I have to say about the show is that you guys kicked off this week, Sony, and you had the chance to really put some stuff in. I mean, I know, like, in terms of name recognition, a new God of War game is a big deal, but, like, we didn't leave this thing going really, like, super crazy about it. I know some people will, some people have not. Like, it's a little more divisive than I think you'd want it to be. Like, you want that last thing to kick off what's going to be a week of a lot of reveals to be big. And I said it on the stream, you've left the door wide open for Xbox now.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not saying that they're gonna bust through this door, because let's be honest, there's also a chance that Xbox doesn't have much to give either, because they've canceled a bunch of stuff too.
Yeah, I feel like they've got Gears of War, and that might be it.
Yeah, like, to be honest, like, Gears is probably their big thing right now.
Oh, for sure.
Fable is coming out not till February. Whatever Project Helix potentially is, maybe. I don't know.
I don't think they're showing anything for that.
What's the one more thing that they could do that could come out and, like, kill it, right? Like, I don't see first party wise what they're going to throw in there to make themselves different, unless they throw a real curveball in. Maybe they have some more interesting new announcements from other companies that maybe they get on their side. Like I said, like maybe a Persona 6, because that is a rumored thing right now. Because apparently leaked character art of the main characters has surfaced, so there's a chance that might be coming. But that may also be Summer Game Fest as well. We don't know. But at this point, whether or not like Xbox can make this work, what I see right now is telling me that, oh no, like this generation is actually still not where it needs to be because of the sheer greed of all these companies throwing so much of that money at live service and failing.
Yeah.
And I'm now, like, I was very optimistic going into this week, and I'm now leaving today and going into Friday and potentially Sunday when I go and watch on my own time. I still think I'll probably record something, because I think, especially now, I think I'll really want to do that, because the idea of being able to mention my feelings on how Xbox finishes this week after a really not great start from Sony. Could be very interesting, so who knows, but we'll see from there. But like, I'm concerned now that maybe we just don't have anything in the cabinets and we're just going to be looking at, again, like AA and Indie to kind of pick up the slack again for another year.
Yeah.
And also, again, because I guess the overall gaming community and the industry itself are kind of ridiculous with it, GTA's probably just pushed people away from just announcing shit.
Oh, for sure. For sure. Yeah. Because that's coming out in
unless they postpone it because they want to win another most anticipated game award.
I kind of wish they do.
But I don't know. Maybe by the time that Friday rolls around, it ends up being a different story. At least I got you there, but it ends up being as particularly miserable as it was last time.
Yeah.
God forbid. I swear to God, man, if that show is as bad as last year's was, it's going to be the greatest stream of his life because he's going to get to be there live and talk, and he's going to be able to prod me as things get worse.
I'm going to prod so hard, it's going to be ridiculous.
Chris is going to be like, my moment to finally get off the fence and troll the fuck out of you on this.
Yeah, I'm going to troll away, man. There's just no way I'm not.
I mean, we know we're going to get the section that both of us collectively are going to be going, snore.
Yeah.
All right, let's get the 17 live service and friggin' Twitch streamer games out of the way.
Yeah, the mobile games. Update to Fortnite or some shit. Yeah.
But yeah, overall, now that we're one show in, I mean, there's more than 3, but like, let's be real, these are the 3 big ones. How are your thoughts now after this going into the rest of the week? I'm
not as hyped as I was. This kind of did bring it down a little bit, but maybe it just grounded me to more realism. I am still hyped because there is the extra stuff. I'm just gonna remember like that wholesome direct exists on Saturday.
Oh yeah, like our Steam wish lists are gonna definitely still have a lot of numbers added to it. But
like I still get all my happy showcases that are just basically from beginning to end perfect. But yeah, I think that Summer Game Fest is going to still let us down because that's what it does. And then I think that Xbox is going to do better than Sony. I just don't know what it's going to be yet.
Yeah, I'm at the point that if they are a better show overall, it's not going to be by much.
No, not by much. Because I know they have their main show and then they have the second show afterwards, which is only about Gears E-Day. Yeah, so I think Gears is going to have...
I'm not even interested in, to be honest.
Oh,
I'm going to be real.
Interested.
Like, my interest in Gears has been gone for a while. I'm like, man, I got older. I don't need this gore-tastic friggin' bro fest.
I actually still really love it, but I only came into it in 2020 when I got my Series
you
X.
came in late. I've been there since
I came in late. And I've still never played 2, 3, or 4. I played the remaster of 1 or the remake of 1, and I played 5. 1 was okay. I honestly think that it still hasn't aged well, even with a remaster or remake. But 5 is really good, and I love the online. So I feel like the campaign of E-Day and hopping into Horde mode online will be actually really fun. So I'm excited for that. But I don't know. We'll see.
And don't forget, we'll have to see more Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4.
No, I don't want to see that shit. I do not care. I'm hoping they surprise us and they actually re-announce the Perfect Dark fucking game or something. Just really throw everybody for a loop.
Fuck. At that point, I'd be like, you know what? You win. You got me. And then they cancel it 6 months later again.
And then they cancel it because they've repurchased back Tango Works or whatever they're called. They're doing Hi-Fi Rush 2. Just who knows.
Man.
Yeah.
I think that's just my one concern is that I'm like, oh God, please don't tell me that it really is just that the highest points of the industry just have nothing left.
Yeah. Maybe they'll do it where they'll have a really good showcase like they did last year, but then a week later they're going to announce a bunch of layoffs or they're closing some studios and games.
Well, yeah, we were all really interested in what Contraband was going to be, and then it just vanished.
Yeah. Yeah.
So who knows?
I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I'm at the point that I don't think Xbox can do anything to make me go crazy unless there's a third-party reveal that's super crazy.
Yeah.
But at this point, all my eggs are now in the Friday basket. Jeff, please, I'm begging you, bro. If anything, look, start strong like you did last time, and just don't high guard the end again, please.
Yeah, just don't high guard the end.
Although I think the last time we did, I think Monster Hunter was the big one more, and I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, that's a thing.
Like, I know it's a big deal to some, but like that's not a one last thing. So who knows?
Yeah.
We'll see. We got through. Well, at the time this show comes up, we got 2 days, but for us, it's 3 days as we're recording here. We'll see. I mean, we'll be here.
We'll be here.
I'll be praying.
Yeah, we'll see what happens.
But yeah, I mean, like I said, like there's a lot of good games that was in the state of play. It's just nothing added to like any list. Like I didn't leave this going, okay, this is now a must play for me that wasn't already there. Like I was already going to play Wolverine. I was already way in on Tokon.
Yeah.
So the closest is Stuntman, and I'm not going to play that day one anyway. So like,
no.
There's cool stuff, but like I'm not going to sit here and say that I now all of a sudden have like more on my day one list. This is just another like, all right, we'll see.
Yeah.
But
100%.
Nothing too crazy. Any last thoughts before we end this one?
Nope. I can't wait for Wolverine. That's it.
All right. Well, let's take this sucker off the air. So thank you so much for checking us out this week, folks. Friday, Chris and I, we didn't have time to think of a top 5 because I totally forgot hours before we started recording again after the stream. So we ended up doing a quiz on Mortal Kombat characters. I did this last year, and now it includes one. And notably last year, I forgot Melina. So in a couple of days on Friday, you'll get to see if we missed anybody really stupid obvious as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I like it.
So for those that are thinking that we missed some and missed Liu Kang, go watch the video. You'll find out.
Yeah, did we? Maybe.
I'll say this. We almost missed Kung Lao. There was a moment where we almost missed Kung Lao.
I think I saved us with that one.
That's the one that I'll give away for free. We almost missed him for a second, and I was really concerned after that.
Oh, so good.
But anyways, so thank you so much, guys. If you know the drill, I should say if you should know the drill by now, if you've been watching this a number of times, like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're watching on YouTube. If you're listening on the audio platform, Spotify, Stitcher, Apple, Google Podcasts, all that stuff, you can give us a rating there. Please do so. Otherwise, share with all your friends. And our link tree, it's in the description on YouTube. I believe it's in the description everywhere else as well. But in case you don't have access to that, it's linktr.ee/pixelplay podcast, which has the link to our Discord. Other fine stuff if you want to follow us there. But we do love shooting the shit with all you guys in the Discord. We're always happy to have new folks in there and having fun with that. So we'll see you on the next one. We will be streaming again Friday for the Summer Game Fest. We're not streaming Sunday because I won't be able to make it. I play baseball on those days, and I paid money to that. I did not pay to you. Unless you guys are paying me to stream, I can't leave those games. So... but otherwise, Saturday for the AM, I will be continuing Spinball. I'm going to play a full run from scratch to see after that, and then after that, I'll probably have to go back to using codes to get back to level 3 and see if I can finish it. If we do have time, I might just boot up like OG Sonic or something else just to kind of finish up there, but we'll see how that goes. I probably won't because that game's fucking hard, man. Spinball's way harder than I remember.
It is. Last time I beat it, I had to use save states, so...
Oof. Yeah, I'm trying really hard not to cheat it, but eventually I went, okay, we're at least using codes to get back to the levels because I'm not repeating Toxic Cave over and over again.
Yeah.
As much as I love the music.
The music, yeah. Oh.
Alrighty, folks. We'll see you on the next ones. Take care. Bye-bye for now.